something.
Oh, have you been reading that book? Yeah.
The Bible?
Okay. Yeah. Have you been reading the Bible?
No, I only read the Jewish Bible.
It's the same Bible, just the front half of it.
No, I don't read well. I can't read.
Which
book?
How to Be Married to Melissa.
Oh. We didn't buy it. You guys bought it.
Oh, I thought we both got a copy.
No.
Oh. Well, that's your fault.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's fill the people in on this a little bit.
Okay.
A week and a half ago or whatever. I guess it was only a week ago. Huh?
This is a good idea because I think we could get him on the podcast.
I don't know.
I think he's down to earth enough to do it.
He's a clean comic. I think we're better suited for like a Will Arnett style comedian.
I don't know. I would be so PG if he would be willing to Riverside us too. He was so funny.
He was really funny.
All right. Anyways, yeah.
Okay, so I guess the way I should start this episode is Dan has a new man crush.
I got too many of those.
You do have too many of those. This one's valid, though. I don't know that any of the others are valid.
Oh, he's not my man crush. He's been your man crush, so I won't ever man crush him.
I'm willing to share man crushes.
No, you can have him because I'm still crushing a little bit on Chad Daniels.
All right, that's fine. Let's get them both on the show. Long story short, a week ago we went to go see Dustin Nickerson while he was in town.
Mm-hmm.
And we had seen him once before. We went to a Taylor Tomlinson show. No, I'm just name dropping.
Yeah.
We went to a Taylor Tomlinson
which was
show.
Amazing.
Yeah. And he was one of the openers.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him prior to that. Apparently they're like best friends.
Yeah.
And was hilarious. Like the perfect comedian for people that are parents. Perfect comedian if you're not a parent, but especially if you are a parent, because he just tells so many relatable parent
The Taylor
stories.
show was great because it's at a venue where it's a circle. We were right there, literally, I think, second row to the stage. And so much happened. She talked to the crowd. She did a whole bunch. We thought we might be on part of her Netflix show, but she scheduled it somewhere else.
But they realized what we look like. Like, oof.
But literally, and she was hilarious for an hour and a half. She was just the best. And we walked out, especially you, and you couldn't stop talking about Dustin Nickerson.
Yeah.
Because
he was
that
that
10
funny.
minutes he had, the 15-minute window.
And so ever since then, you pop on the Instagrams and such.
The
And
World Wide Web.
Sure. That is available on the World Wide Web. But he has all these reels that keep popping up. And every time I laugh out loud, literally. And so we saw that he was coming back through town. And it was like, fuck it, let's do it.
I bought those tickets like 6 months ago.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
He's been chomping at the whole time.
The whole time. So we finally got to go and did not disappoint. It was arguably my favorite of all the comedy shows we've been to.
Is he? Yeah, you were
Chad are
crying.
right there because I cried at both. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, I don't think you expected Chad to hit so hard, but I think you expected Dustin to be good. But his new material, some of it was...
Which is why I guess I was even more impressed because I had set such lofty expectations and he exceeded all of those expectations. It was so good.
I noticed too, did you notice when he walked off stage that if you saw he had a paper and he had it all printed out?
Like a band set list for a concert instead of a...
But I could see it was structured. He had the headline and then he had like the bullet points. So he was really thorough. But what was crazy is, and you could see like if anybody heckles, you could tell he doesn't like that because I think it throws him off of that. But he handles that so well. Like I think he could do crowd work more often. And that's where Chad Daniels was really good.
Yes.
But his crowd work was, he didn't have to do too much, but man, he lit that one guy on fire.
For Chad, 10 to 20% of his set is lighting people on fire.
Yeah. And that's not Dustin's style, but
no.
That one guy kind of earned it, I think.
He sure did. Also, don't be a wrestler.
Yeah.
But freaking hilarious. Then during, I guess at the end of the show when he was talking about the little different merch type things you could get. And then after the show when we got it, he and he mostly, but his wife also contributed to it, wrote a book called How to Be Married, parentheses, to Melissa, which is his wife's name. And I've started reading it and it is fantastic.
Do you know how old the book is? I think it's a couple years old. But
yeah. Actually, I should know this because he said that he wrote it during COVID. So, yeah.
Okay. But it's good so far?
It's fantastic. And it's a really good, it's a funny book anyway, but especially if you're married, like what he said in the book is true. You get these marriage self-help books and stuff like that. And they don't help anything, like, because every relationship's different, right?
Yeah.
And so the book doesn't try to be that. It's like, here's some stories about things that we've had. You've probably had stories that are similar but not the same. That's funny, right?
Yeah.
Here's some ways that we've dealt with it, kind of thing. And then what's cool is, like, it's all writing from his point of view, right? But then every once in a while he'll tell a story, like, about an argument they had. One of them was about categories. And he'll be telling the story in the book, and then he'll say Melissa's POV, and then she jumps in and says, no, she recounts the same story.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's funny because it's like, that's exactly what a relationship's like. If you read a book, you're only reading one person's side of the relationship. But
I think we've seen enough footage and heard him enough to where you could probably hear his voice as he's saying
100%.
But how awesome would that be if they did it as an audiobook?
Yeah.
Which I realized some of it he was explaining, and it kind of sounded like our dynamic in this room sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I'm a lot like Melissa to your Dustin.
Why? Because you don't know words, but you use them.
I know them as soon as they come out of my mouth.
Perfect.
And I shock myself sometimes with them.
Yeah.
Like, watch this. Perpendicular.
Oh, what does that mean?
Something with a triangle or something like that.
Perfect. No.
Yeah. Okay. It's like parallel parking or something.
Yep. Nope.
Okay. Thank you, Melissa. Awesome. All right. This sounds like it's going to be a good week. Good episode.
I think so. As long as you're a Dustin Nickerson fan.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Dustin.
So are we doing a word today? Yeah, screw it. That was a good intro.
All right.
We'll just cut it there.
All right.
Later, Slangers.
Have a good day.
Just kidding. We'll be right back. This is Hangout with your Slang Out.
One more time for the boys in the back. I got a word for you this week.
Okay. I've got plenty of words for you, but we can't say them on the air.
I know. And this kind of fits because sometimes we're in this room and the lighting's not the best, but you're always like, you just always shining bright. You're always glowing, my friend.
Well, it's because usually my stomach's big enough that I may or may not be pregnant. And there's a little confusion going on there.
I thought it was those whitening strips for your teeth.
Whitening? Isn't that what goes with thunder?
No, but the problem is you just put them all over
thunder
the body.
And whitening.
To the left of us. No, but basically, I've just been awashed in a sea of your aura lately.
Gross.
Yeah, kind of is.
I don't think I'm supposed to do that in here.
Is it supposed to smell like Crisco?
Have you cleaned the walls recently or not so much?
I'm waiting for your aura to help out with that.
When do we start the OnlyFans? So I'm assuming aura is the word.
Or what?
Or it's something else.
Are you trying to say orca?
Yes. No, that's what we'll see at SeaWorld.
Yeah. Aura is, it's kind of been all over. We probably should have done this word a little sooner.
Maybe a year and a half ago. Really drive some lessons. Boy, we are good at this, huh?
I'm quite good at getting stuff out there a year and a half later.
So I know what aura has meant to me up until this point. What does it actually mean?
I guess I should look it up because apparently I have a bunch of negative aura going on right now.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to learn about that. The aura is pretty, I don't know, it's pretty loose, not in the bad way.
Gross.
But you could have positive and negative versions of it. And I think there's different levels.
So basically, they took aura and applied the definition of energy to aura.
Like a superhero.
Okay.
It has multiple meanings, including a measure of coolness. Aura points is a TikTok trend that's a lighthearted way to measure someone's coolness or social confidence. Each action a person takes can increase or decrease their aura points based on how others perceive it. So technically, I'm probably about 1,000, and you're barely up on plate.
Here's the thing. First of all, that was a terrible sports analogy.
It's the best I can do. I'm not good at baseball yet.
Or counting, apparently, because that's really all it is. I'm surprised, the nerd that you are, and you are, that you didn't instead relate this to something like, I don't know, hit points in Final Fantasy.
I never played it, though. I watched my brother play it.
Yeah, but did you not play any RPGs? To be fair,
I have, but
to be fair, I didn't either.
Yeah.
But I still know that was a thing. Like you would earn these points that would then allow you to basically level up and get different kinds of,
or cast spells and call upon dragons and like female like dinosaurs and shit.
I don't know why the dinosaurs had to be female, but I think
because it's a male, it's a male industry, so they always make them look hot. So it's like hot dinosaurs.
No, like UPS is part of a male industry.
Mm-hmm. So is DNT or DHL, DL,
DHL. Good job. You got there kind of.
DSLs.
Could have gone with FedEx. That would have been a lot easier to remember.
All I saw was the yellow.
Uh-huh.
A sense of cool. Aura can also describe someone's it factor or a sense of cool. For example, if someone has aura, it means they are so cool that you feel their presence when they walk into a room. You do have aura. I always called it your smell, but
that's
not a bad smell. You just, it's like you're like any 90s teenage boy that
it's not a bad smell, but like, showers are okay too.
It's like Drakkar and Taco Bell. It just walked in there.
Drakkar, Irish Spring, and Taco Bell.
Irish Spring. A buzzword in sports. The term aura originated from a 2020 article in the New York Times about Dutch footballer Virgil van Dijk.
I didn't know this. All of a sudden, I'm a fan of this word. How can I use it?
Yep. I'm getting a tattoo tomorrow. The article said solutions are expensive and aura is priceless. We're done. This is now an official Liverpool FC podcast.
Hashtag aura shirt coming out soon in red with white font.
Not that Virgil will ever hear this, but my God, is that man in the zone right now?
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the definition that they're alluding to, which is he is in a point right now, and he has been in a point before with Liverpool, but he had a couple years that
he got a little shaky there.
Yeah. But
he did get hurt and he did come back.
He is in a point right now where it almost feels like as soon as he's on the pitch, whatever he says goes.
Yeah. Like he has definitely stepped into that role.
He controls the entirety of the game right now.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the, I sent you that little video. I don't know if you'd seen it before, but that little kid that they took around for the day. Mm-hmm. But watching Virgil in that, he's so good at what he was doing there. It's like, I think he could have peace between the Ukraine and Russia if you send him over there.
Probably.
Yeah. Because he'd slap heads around. Right. And then he would
headbutt bombs to either side.
Don't want to mess up his Netherland hair.
You can't. That thing is tied down so tight. Yeah. So, okay. Now I kind of get aura. I also think if aura is a points-based thing that is completely sort of arbitrary and scored by other people, then I think there has to be something out there. Instagram, TikTok, I'm talking to you. I need you to work on this.
Yeah.
If there can be counters for how many likes and things you have, there should be positive and negative aura counters that can attribute to a specific profile, so you know what your aura point level is at any given time. And that way you can advertise that in some of your reels and things like that.
All I see is like that old dude that has like the hat that has the little the words that go across the little mini screen that's on there. So it'd be your aura points going across your meta glasses.
Yeah, you could have an aura ticker like the stock exchange on the bottom, just saying what your aura points are and the aura points of all the people that you compete against.
Well, in one of our special...
there is a thing that there's a company that makes physical boards that follow likes on Instagram or follows on Instagram and likes on Facebook or whatever it is for businesses, so that you can put that physical sign in the business, and when somebody likes you, it updates, not necessarily right in real time, but pretty close to it, where it'll add the counter on it, so you can show all the people that are in your space how many likes or follows.
I just saw that in somebody's business the other day,
and I think that something of that similar nature, even if that company were to do the same thing, like how rad would it be? Like you would have to have a way to interact with Instagram or TikTok or whatever that gave a positive or negative aura point. But like for somebody to be doing a live video and to watch our aura points go up and down as people were like giving them positive and negative points throughout.
That's dangerous though, because you could just see those little shits showing up.
How many negative points would the president felon get? I don't know. Probably more positive than negative.
Well, I was going to suggest we had heard aura used in a way by one of our special guests, Miss Kate, who's done 2 of our shows now. And she mentioned aura in, I think, her last episode, but she mentioned different levels of it and actually said that that's how it's referred to. like level 10 aura and stuff like that.
Well, and that's the thing too, because I am very much a numbers-based person.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is a point scoring system, I need a better idea of how the point scoring works, because until I have that, then I kind of refuse to properly use the word.
Yeah, because he wants
with the Virgil van Dijk part.
He wants to get to that last screen at Donkey Kong. He's all about levels, dude.
Yeah.
Aura. This is the
I
aura.
want to enter my initials. ASS.
ASP.
Damn it.
ASP. I want to aura. This is what I grew up with, meaning a spiritual belief that humans have a color around them that some can see. Right?
Right. To be fair, color that some can see. So it's not your race. It's like you have a green aura or a blue aura.
Well, and what are those? The mood rings that would show your different auras. But there's still people that swear that they can see an aura. Like they call out your aura. So I'd like to say yours is a flagellant purple.
What does flagellant purple mean?
I don't know.
Like it's really close to flatulent, which would be farting.
Perpendicular turquoise. Actually, I remember this as well. The sensation felt before a seizure for those who have epilepsy. It's also, I suffer from really crappy migraines, and you see an aura lights, I think is what they call it. So they call it an aura migraine. So where you see these flashing lights and then you can't see anything inside the flashing lights, and they spread out until you can't see anything. And by then you're like ready to, ball up into a little ball.
You think maybe you're a robot and it's just a chip going wrong?
I wish. But yeah, that's what I grew up with aura meaning. So, but this seems like it's kind of still in the vein of that.
It's adjacent.
Who's Jason? Who? It's a Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one was he? Hobbs or?
I don't know if we ever figured out. I want one of a.
Can I tell you something funny about that?
He's Shaw.
So
Shaw was the bad guy.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you this because at work
I can't wait.
I listened to the episode this week, which led with that question of the imaginary friend, right? Or not the imaginary friend.
We got right into that, didn't we?
Yeah. And so I forgot how much I like that question. And so at work, I've been like, hey, I know you don't listen to the podcast, but here's what came up at the beginning of this week's episode. And I thought it was an interesting question. So I started asking people mostly so I could tell them that they were wrong and Hobbs is the correct answer. But each time I would do that, they would be like Hobbs and Shaw. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with all you people? That wasn't even a movie that anybody cared about.
No, that's the one I think.
Calvin and Hobbes changed people's lives, people.
I don't even think the kids know who Calvin and Hobbes is anymore.
We need to bring him back. Bill Watterson, where are you?
Yeah. But yeah, that movie, also, Hobbs and Shaw, I think that was when The Rock was like punching helicopters out of the sky and stuff like that.
Probably.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I thought that was Rampage, but whatever.
Same. It's all the same movie. Do you use aura?
I don't. Mostly because, again, like I remember aura from when we were younger where it dealt with colors and
hippie shit.
Yeah, it was. You definitely had to be high to really see somebody's aura. But
I was all about that.
But
still am.
Yeah, you are pretty hippie.
Do you just call me good looking?
Nope. I didn't say pretty, hippie.
I'm just pretty hippie. So like I'm built like a pear.
Yeah.
Okay. Works for Grimace.
Yeah. What doesn't work for Grimace? So no, I don't use it. I don't know that I would use it. I'm more tempted to because of the Virgil van Dijk connection.
I feel like in the right moment we could use it and it'd be all right. But if we don't do it right, we're gonna come off awful.
Yeah.
Which doesn't happen to me too much. I'm pretty young at heart. Who
are some people, I'm thinking celebrities in my head, that you think have some pretty positive aura?
Positive aura?
Like command a room as soon as they walk in. Because that's kind of what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, I could see you saying that. I'm not personally, but I've heard Brad Pitt has that. Okay. I've heard a lot of people say he walks in a room and people just like, I don't care how many dead babies he's drinking their blood to stay that young, but he's a freaking vampire.
It's a lot. It's a lot of dead babies.
I feel like lately, Steve Martin and Martin Short together have an aura about them because they're so popular right now with their new show. I feel like they're kind of like royalty, like comedic royalty right now.
Sure.
So I could see that. I could see their co-star Selena. She's had this big thing. I would say if she walked in the room, people would be like, "Oh crap, Selena Gomez is here," or her friend Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I guess she has aura. Whatever.
She's probably got the most. Okay. She's probably got the most aura on the goddamn planet.
So since you asked, I think up until recent events, especially, like,
hey, I was just wondering, do you know anybody with aura? Do you think anybody's got aura?
I think up until recent events, especially, I think Dave Grohl had a specific aura. Like when you go to a show, the moment he walks on stage, like everybody just stops and locks.
Yeah,
like they are ready for whatever he's about to do.
Yeah, I can feel that.
I think that's kind of cool. I think the Smartless Boys collectively have an aura about them.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like in a different way,
Mm-hmm.
but like when I'm listening to their podcast, I am intently tuned to it. Like other podcasts, no offense to other ones that I listen to, sometimes I'll jump on my phone and be surfing around while I'm listening to the podcast. But like they command a certain amount of attention, but also like you have a fear of missing something really either hilarious or profound when they're talking that I can't take a moment away from it.
I feel like when they're all three together in a room, they have an aura of like funniness, but to me, they feel like I can connect with them or I could just go up and talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
You take them separately. The only one I feel like would, if he walked in, would be Jason Bateman. And I'd be like, oh, Jason Bateman's here. Don't say something stupid. And me just doing that he'd probably sense it.
So
and be like,
I watched you meet Dustin Nickerson. I know you'll say something stupid. My third, Barack Hussein Obama. Even if you take out the politics side of it, like just the way that he talks, like if that doesn't command your attention, I don't know. You're lost. Like you may not agree with what he's saying when he says it, but you can't help but focus on it.
Yeah, that's the thing that I hate that stuff's got lost in politics. But that guy's one smart son of a bitch. Like
and articulate as all hell. Yeah,
just to get to the point he did, and to get dragged for the stuff he got dragged for that had nothing to do with what he had to accomplish, to even remotely have a chance to do what he did, to be where he was at. Yeah, he carries himself pretty well.
Yeah, I think so.
Pete Buttigieg, he carries himself like that. Mm-hmm. He carries himself super smart, but he's like, I feel like I could go up and talk to Pete.
I like how he's starting to spar a little more though. That's fun.
I am too. Someone posted a picture of him right out of the military, and he had like a little bit of scruff and beard, so he was a little more in shape than he was. Almost turned me a little gay, dude. I was like, that's a handsome son of a bitch, dude.
A little more.
Yes, a little more. So what color does a gay man? What aura is a gay man's aura?
All of them.
It's rainbow. Yes, it's whatever color the mane is on the last unicorn or whatever.
I thought you were going to say the last of the Mohicans. I was like, that's a weird thing to say.
Yes. So can aura be deadly? Because I think you have that.
I hope so.
So your aura is black.
That's racist.
As black as night.
That's even more racist.
No, night with a K.
Oh, so like Batman black.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Knight black.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. That would make me murderous.
You should learn from him because he doesn't kill.
You don't kill.
I know I don't kill. You're the one that kills everybody on this podcast.
I don't kill anybody on the podcast.
We haven't taken anybody out lately either.
I know. I'm a little worried about it. Wait, somebody did die recently. And I was like,
a bunch, but we
did
didn't
we say anything? You sure?
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all we can say about aura.
What one more thing though. What level of aura would you say this podcast is or has been?
I would base it on listener count. So I'm going to go with 32.
Negative aura.
32, but it's out of unlimited to the high side.
I would like to be able to use negative and positive aura once in a while. We did this. Didn't Riz have positive and negative Riz?
Yes.
But Riz is a totally different thing than aura.
It is a totally different thing than aura. However, I've heard Riz, except for what is it? Captain Riz Anonymous? No, what's the Rizzler? What's his stupid name?
Captain Riz Anonymous. Those are those big animals that live in the water in Africa, right?
Yeah, I think so. So
I heard they're more deadly than alligators.
No, I feel like aura almost started getting used, not necessarily in place of Riz, but because kids got so pissed off that everybody all of a sudden knew Riz that they needed another word to like kind of say what they were saying.
Riz feels young, like somebody young and dumb, doesn't know any better. And aura sounds like somebody that, I don't know, maybe in college thought that up and started it. Like somebody on, apparently Virgil van Dijk started it.
Well, it's probably somebody in college, but it was
the
like
reporter for
Doogie Howser when he was in college. So he's like ahead of his time and he's really only 14, but he was in college already.
Mm-hmm. He was a smart son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not real, but
he could have been your pick for
Neil Patrick Harris.
No, for fictional character to be friends with.
Oh, no. He was too much of an asshole.
No, I mean, you're friends with me, so the story kind of checks, man.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so I'm Magenta Matt.
And I'm, what color starts with D?
None.
I'm Diora Dan.
What the fuck is that?
It's just when you like back off your aura.
Oh.
De-auraing things.
Oh.
Makes complete sense.
I'm sure it does to somebody.
I'm Dingleberry Dan.
Yeah, that might be a color.
Okay. How about Drown? It's kind of like a brown. No? Okay. I tried. There's probably is a color with a D. Delulu.
Yeah, there probably is a color with a D, but Durnt Sienna and Dorange. Hell, you know what? You don't need a color. We're out of here. Don't forget to reach out to us. Any form of social media, we're there for you.
Mm-hmm.
You want to email us, give us a word to work on, give us some feedback on a previous episode. Be sure to reach out to us at hangoutslangout@gmail.com.
Oh, you finally got all that down. If I remembered that, right?
I've remembered it forever. I just didn't want anybody emailing us.
Dude,
I didn't think we were good yet. I still don't think we're good, but now I'm getting sad that we don't get emails.
You are totally leveling up your aura right now.
Yeah. Do you guys remember what email is? If you could send us actually, you know what? Don't even bother with email. Just jump on Instagram and send us a message.
Yeah.
Slide in those DMs. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Not that way. Like, give us some feedback. Feedbook.
Ooh.
The fuck is
Feedbook? I think my aura is caught up on me. Like it's all over you now.
All right. Let's get out of here before he forces a piece of gum in my mouth to try to focus me.
It's fibbage time, dude.
Fibbage.
Jackbox
games. Then it's not norovirus.
What are you talking about? I haven't even met Nora.
Norovirus has been a thing for eons.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a new thing.
So is COVID. It was just a new stream of it. Strain.
You know, my favorite part about moments of like that, just waiting it out.
You see me juggling that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm all out of aura.